Today, I had a moment where I realized something I did not expect, and it's the simple fact that I love my job. So, what do you do when you actually find work that you love? This video may be shocking to you because there's so many videos on YouTube that talk about the complete opposite. But when I tell you guys I am lit up by the work that I'm doing, I legit have bullet points for you guys because if you're in a place right now where work feels draining, it feels exhausting, it feels miserable, you're doing something wrong and I need you to get out of it, snap out of it, and I need you to make some changes like ASAP. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I am Renee in session. Well, every single day we have daily conversations about designing a life that you love on purpose, career included. If you found me videos ago, weeks ago, I literally had a video about soul sucking jobs, and that just spiraled something for me because I had a moment where I accepted a temporary position after a job transition, and hate's a strong word, did not enjoy the setup of the job. The work that I was doing, sure, but the setup and the container in which I was doing it, absolutely not. I stepped out on faith. I took a leap. I didn't know what was going to happen. I quit. I didn't have any backup plan. And I landed very well on my feet into the most ideal position I could be working. I'm a weekend and I love my job. I love what I'm getting paid to do. I was driving home today, which I commute 3 hours a day. And driving home today, I was like, I can't believe I get paid to do this. I cannot believe I get paid to do this. Your demeanor changes, one, when you are in a position financially of thriving, not just surviving. Two, when you feel the reward of the work that you're doing. Three, when you work for a really great mission driven company. But four, when you feel taken care of, like when you feel the shift and the difference in showing up and clocking in for something that aligns with you versus something that's in misalignment. You just your energy, your demeanor, everything is completely different. And let me tell you, I do not have a moment of dread going to work, getting up. I am a woman that has worked remotely for almost 5 years now. So now that I'm no longer remote, it doesn't even matter. The commute is just fine. Where I am spending 40 to 50% of my time in the week because we spend the majority of time at our jobs, I feel so fulfilled. It is crazy. It is crazy. We had a women's leadership, empowerment event today, and there was a little over 50 ladies there, and I got to sit in and listen to the CEO of a prominent company here, and just to hear about her experience having worked for this company, not only 36 years, but just her wisdom, her knowledge, her takeaways, her suggestions, her guidance, advice, and direction with managing people, environment, sometimes loneliness, being in that CEO position and seat, which I can't relate to, but the general understanding and her approach was so gentle and mindful. And I'm like, this woman is leading a big time company like this, and she is this type of leader. It just shows me like people have a choice. They have a choice to choose what type of leader they want to be and choose what type of environment they want to cultivate or create for their team. And I will no longer subscribe to companies that work in a terrible container, work in a unhealthy container, and work with this like people last mindset. I just can't subscribe to that. So it's so dope to be a part of a community and a company, a nonprofit that is completely opposite. And this is my first time doing nonprofit work. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on, quite literally, because I truly love my job. It's like, wow, not my second unicorn job, probably my third low key, to be honest with you, but I have some points, and I'm like, even in this moment of realization and not expecting me to feel this way. Of course, I want to feel like I love what I'm doing, but I can't believe I really feel this way. I hear mostly entrepreneurs say, I love the work that I do. I can't believe I get paid to do this. I rarely hear people in corporate or people with their 9 to 5 say that. And I say that in the most authentic, genuine way possible. So I realized that I think a lot of people assume work is supposed to feel exhausting all the time, and that is not true. Alexa, turn it down 2 notches. I don't know why she's playing that song. A lot of people assume work is supposed to feel exhausting all the time, but that's actually not true. Your work should not feel draining all the time. It should not feel exhausting all the time. I think we've been trained to function in a society that gives off that result, that we think for some reason when we suffer well or work really hard, that gets us elevation, that gets us the result that we really have to earn our way through to our paycheck. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I believe you actually can find a job that isn't draining, that's not depleting you. I believe you can find a job that values you more and pays you well for the thing it values you for. And the way that you can come in and reshape and change an organization or contribute to their mission or be able to expound on whatever it is that they're doing. I believe you can absolutely find a job in a company, a career that offers those things to you. And sometimes those things come in different packages. We never really know what it looks like. It could be in the corporate package, it could be in the nonprofit sector. You never really know 100% what it's going to look like, but being open to it and to remove the thought that you have to suffer well. We have to activate our language in order to activate our future self, in order to activate the desire and the experience that we want to have. That is something that you actually get self control over, and to not be a victim about it, you know? So when you decide that you want something different, that you want better, and you know that it's possible for you, you have to carry yourself in the belief and as the person that already has that thing, that has that new job, that has that alignment, that has that peace, that has that ease, that feels fulfilled and excited to go to work, that feels anticipation of what it is that you're doing. And it's like, man, this is funding my dream life. You know, I know you have bigger dreams. I know you do. You want freedom. You want to travel. You want to, be able to take your family and the kids out on these lavish trips. You want to be able to work remotely and work from home. You want to finally launch your business. I know you have dreams outside of your current job, but how dope is it when you actually do get a career or get a job that gives you that next push in the best way possible, because you feel the fulfillment of what you're doing. And it's like, man, I get to do this until it's time for me to do the next thing, the big thing, the thing that I really, really want to do. How dope is that? That's exactly how I feel. And it's still blowing my mind. Um, my other point, when the work fits you, you stop feeling like you're performing all day. When you are doing work that reflects who you are, you feel the permission to show up 1000%, not 100, 1000% as the person that you are. And that feels good. You don't have to perform out of character. You don't have to code switch. You don't have to be a chameleon. Like, you show up as you and you lead from that space. And there's lessons, of course, that will be learned, depending, because we all do show up as different. We're all different, right? We're going to show up as ourselves and show up in the difference of who we are. And there's still growth that can happen there, with your communication, with how you handle or carry yourself, with, your adjustment to meeting, new people, new teams, and new structure and new flow. You basically bring your skills and your expertise into a situation, and you have to massage it to adapt what you know with what's going on to fit the container of whatever that business is right now. So, in that same token, I started realizing, like, there are certain conversations that just energize me. Anything about anything about women's leadership, development, initiatives, just driving a mission forward. I love that. Things that just pour back into the woman to help her live her life the best she possibly can. I am all for it. And it comes in so many variations because we're multifaceted women. Women are multifaceted, okay? And if you're like me, like you probably got 22 niches up your sleeve, or you maybe just don't even subscribe to one anymore because it's like, so much, you've done so much. I mean, I know my background is like my background is so various. Like I've just done so much. I enjoy so much. And I think like being in a space where I can expound on that. Oh my gosh. That excites me. I love the mission that aligns with my values and the fact that I can naturally show up within my strengths and I don't even have to question it. It's crazy. I also share too, another point is when you love the work, ambition stops feeling like pressure and it starts feeling like purpose. Ambition stops feeling like pressure and it starts feeling like purpose. That one is so deep for me to sit in and sit on because as a woman that is ambitious, my ambition translates differently now. And I hope what I'm saying makes sense. It's shifted from chasing titles to chasing impact, pursuing impact, ensuring that I create a space for impact, be it my, full-time job and then eventually what I create with Renee in Session as a future clinical mental health therapist. Ambition, I put down, it becomes sustainable. And you try to, not even try, you stop escaping work because you don't have to escape. Because when you're in alignment, you don't have to run away. You don't have to chase. You don't have to avoid. You don't have to like, let me bear this mask and bear it and push through, this job, this thing that just feels like a brick wall. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like completely different. I'm still processing how it feels, to be honest. At this stage, at this point, at this place in my life, because I've had a unicorn job before. And this feels different. So I just want to leave you guys with this, a reflection, if you will. All of these thoughts, all of these points, even my feelings and expressions with you, it makes me wonder how many people are chasing promotions when what they actually need is alignment. And I'm curious if you've ever had a job that felt like that truly felt like alignment. And if you have, how did that feel? I want you to be so descriptive in the comments and tell me exactly how that felt. Because for me, today, right now, Renee that left, and took this leap, I feel joy. I feel excitement. I feel abundant. I feel expansive. I feel the alignment. I feel the direction. I feel like the peace. I feel so many different things. I would say definitely anticipation for the future and what's to come. And I'm so excited that I get to feel all these things. Like I get to live this life. I get to have this experience. In due time, in the next 30, 60 days, whatever it may look like, I will be moving closer to my job. So I won't be commuting anymore. I'll finally be leaving my parents' home after the past 2 years of me packing up my car, packing up my puppy, putting everything in storage, and literally driving 12 hours back here to Michigan. I had no idea what God had in store for me. I was just obedient. I love the life that I started creating in Atlanta. I was healing from breast cancer. I was playing outside. I was living my life. I hit a hiccup when I went through a layoff and I started landing back on my feet 2 months later for the Lord to tell me, really a month later for the Lord to tell me, you're going back to Michigan. I didn't understand why. I didn't agree with it at first either, but I knew it's not so much about my agreement, but about my obedience. My obedience brought me back to Michigan. I went on a journey being here. Life has been a journey. It has been a breaking, a rebuilding, a shifting. I quite literally moved back at 35 and rebuilt my life. Quite literally. I'm now just a fresh 37, and I'm starting to see it unfold and align. And I mean, it has been a time and a half, let me tell you, from feeling overworked and exhausted, even in the tech space. Just from feeling all of that to stepping into a job that was not in alignment for me, months of unemployment, going through my emergency fund in about 6 months or so, heartbreak, so many different little nooks and crannies, right? Because life's, and we never know how everything is going to ebb and flow. But to be here now, today, and feel this feels like the great reward. It feels like the pathway to obedience. And I'm not saying that my life is perfect or it's like this big shiny thing, but I'm just saying like I've been working the work and let it work me. And I've been working and trusting the process as best as I possibly can. But choosing myself in the trust, learning who I am, spending time with who I am, getting clear on what I want. You can't move until you have clarity. And sometimes action does come with clarity. Oftentimes it actually does come with clarity. But being intentional about seeking clarity in some capacity of what you desire, how you view your life, what you want to experience, that will get you so far. And just trusting and taking the leap, even when you can't see over the valley, even when you can't see what God is doing or how He's working things out for you or how He's moving the puzzle pieces around for you. You very well may not have an idea, but trust me, your obedience will carry you so much further than sacrifice. And I am feeling like a living witness of this right now, of His goodness and His glory. And I'm seeing it now in multiple areas of my life, not just this job, but multiple areas of my life. But honey, let me tell you, knowing that I am a woman that needs to work right now, desires to work right now, while I am working right now, and that is still the reality of my life, I'm going to make sure that it is a reality that is in alignment. And now I can say it is. It legit is. And I don't just want that for me. I want that for any person right now that is still needing to work. Therefore, a full-time job is still needing to just work in general, whether if it's full-time or not. But, we don't have the stepping stones yet to just take this leap to the next level. I hope and I pray that you get what aligns for you and trust yourself enough to go after it. Go after what you want. You have no idea. Shoot all the shots because you don't know what you haven't attempted. You don't know how it's going to turn out if you haven't done anything to see how it's going to turn out. So let me get off my soapbox. Just really realizing my passions about the reality of career and life and positioning and redesigning what you want. So we have daily conversations around these very topics. If that is something that you're interested in, my invitation to you is to subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the family, and I hope you found this helpful. Meet me in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've had a job like this before and how that has felt for you. And until the next video, my friends, I will talk to you soon. Peace out.